Find f of 5, f of 4, and f of 3 for the piecewise function. We have f of x equals x plus 2 whenever x is less than or equal to 1, and negative 2 whenever x is greater than 1. So with a piecewise function, what we have to consider is the domain restrictions. Let's think of a number line here, and I'm going to put positive 1 on that number line because this is the value that's sort of a breakpoint here. Now, in this setup, we have two regions. A region where x is less than or equal to 1. So that means this range of values here. And those are going to be numbers like 0, -1, -2, and so forth. And in fact, 1 itself is actually included there because it's less than or equal to 1. And then we also have x is greater than 1, so starting at 1, but notice I'm doing an open circle for this side and going this direction. So numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5. And why do we have these separations? Well, this is what it's meant for a piecewise function. So on these values, on this first range of numbers, we have the function x plus 2. So all of my y values come from evaluating x plus 2. On the other side, I have negative 2. So I use y equals -2 in that range. Let's take a look at evaluating a couple. F of 5. So 5 is greater than 1. So that means 5 is over here in my red region, which means I'm going to plug into this part. And it's just a constant function, so students often will get uncomfortable as to how you do that, but there's no place to plug in an x, and that's okay. You get your answer as a constant -2. It just means whatever you put in, you always get out the same value. All right, f of 4. Well, 4 is also bigger than 1, and so 4 is here, and that puts me still in the red region, so the constant value -2. And the same for 3. Now, 3 is also going to evaluate to -2. Let me make another one here. Let's say we want to evaluate f of 1, and actually, I'll do 2 more. Oh, but this would be d and e. So if I set this up, so f of 1 and f of -2. So 1 is on this boundary, but 1 is contained in this first region. So that means I use this function here, so in my green region. So this would be 1 plus 3, which is 4. And then -2 is also in this region here, so I use the same function as well. It's in the green region that I've colored in. So I plug in x as -2, and then it's x plus 2, so add another 2, and the result here is 0. So that's how we evaluate a piecewise defined function for some different values.